afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting and riveting, amazing Propagandacast with me, your host and Pearl Dane, the one, the only master of propaganda. Off here to a 1 vs 1 on Vilshanka. In the west, it is Frost fighting for the Wehrmacht, rolling out with Deutschland, taking on the role here of the 1st Panzer Division. West and east, it is NosMarkov fighting here for the Soviet Union. Comrade Stalin taking on the role here of the 5th Mechanized Corps. We got Jaeger Infantry, Encirclement, and Strategic Reserves here for Frost with Panzerfaust and machine gun bullets. Note the pack of machine bullets for faster production there, so that's a bit interesting. They'll have to get the MD4 to just say a tad faster. NosMarkov here, the strain to guard rifle with penal trooper infantry and satchel charge bulletins. Though it does seem like he's opting here for a conscript heavy strategy, so that means these two elements will not come into play. Grenadiers flying up there for Frost, MB42 moving straight for the cover point, Pioneering for the fuel point, Grenadier following up there and heading southwards. In fact, interesting approach there by Frost. Slightly broader here, we got Bart Wire going around the centre for NosMarkov. Wiring off here, the centre victory point, make it a bit harder there for Frost to do what he wants to do with that and hold it. In the south, conscript moving for the fuel point there, conscript northwards there, so a broad approach there by NosMarkov. Pioneers rushing for the church, probably going to secure the area here, and of course also makes it a bit harder for NosMarkov to easily threaten the northern fuel point. Second Grenadiers going there for Frost, Grenadiers saying southward source the munitions point there, and we could see ourselves perhaps with the first engagement. There you go, MP40s opening up on the conscripts there, MD42, can't quite see them, or at least hit them. So it's going to turn about there and maybe look at some other threats that could, happen here. Third conscript out there for NosMarkov and the Red Army, the 5th Mechanized Corps. MD43 positioning out of the churches would help you with the conscripts there. And we got Grenadiers more swords to send here now for Frost. And there you go, as soon as he abandons the church, he gets flanked here by NosMarkov. Good play there by NosMarkov. A bit unfortunate for Frost, though he's somewhat dealing with the conscript. The problem is right now, the MD42 is rather outnumbered, and with no easier way to get into safety, he's going to have to retreat here before he gets swarmed. And there you go, retreats the MD42. Pioneer should follow soon. And he's going to have to move up forces northward to defend the fuel point there. He's going to have to make a hard push for NosMarkov's fuel, because otherwise he risks falling behind quite drastically behind NosMarkov in terms of resources. Third Grenadiers got there for Frost. So far, it does seem like he's going to go for plan B, which is again disrupting NosMarkov's fuel. Then it looks like only one Grenadier squad's going to be able to do it, and even then, if it's NosMarkov secures the northern fuel, unless he gets the southern fuel, it's not going to matter too much here. So Frost might be in for a bit of a steep climb here. Grenadiers here slowly beating up the conscripts. Got a 4th squad on the way there for NosMarkov. Probably counterattack towards the southern fuel point here, or maybe not. Troops reinforcing, healing, counterattacking. Got take up there for Frost. So small counterattack here. Conscript there caught laying down sandbags. Good timing there for Frost. Should push them away there and land to reclaim the fuel point. The south almost got the fuel point there. Grenadiers as a conscript continuing here. Slow engagement. Looks like the conscripts might be beating the Grenadiers if they could turn around. And there you go. Now the engagement. Conscript trying to cross open ground. We're going to have another kill. There we go. They might just have a chance of being the conscripts up close, since otherwise a full squad conscript versus Grenadiers up close. Usually the conscripts will win, but due to being able to still drop enough members there of the squad before they got close to the Grenadiers stood a chance here. But here, the Grenadiers are actually losing to the conscripts. North here, the assault is slowly progressing there for Frost. NosMarkov's forces are routed, and he had a chance at retreating in the snow. Falling back, yeah, actually, not retreating. Briefly looked like it on the minimap, and there you go, medics on way for NosMarkov. So yeah, Frost was able to turn a tactically disadvantageous situation into something that worked a lot better for him by just attacking, not just where he wanted to attack, well, directly at NosMarkov, also launching some small attacks here and there that sort of slightly perhaps overstretched NosMarkov and gave some other options there. It's a good counter move there by Frost. Though again, part of it could have been avoided if he had been a bit more cautious with MD42, so that's more than the support. Other way though, we've got the medic bunker up there for Frost. He can also build the light mechanized company. Of course, he could escape it for Panzer Grenadiers. Flamethrowers up there for NosMarkov's engineers, allowing to burn for any fascists and heavy cover, or buildings, or hot dogs. Damn hot dogs. Anyways, engineers conscripting out there, back here troops reinforcing, but to get healed as well there. No sign of failed update for the conscripts. Grenadiers moving north with MD42, which secures the victory point here. And a bit of a standoff here. Rifle made off, but NosMarkov hears it. But it does delay NosMarkov's capture of the southern fuel point, which might just allow Frost a bit more time here. But he has to retreat the southern forces there. Medic bunker ready there for Frost and to the 1st Panzer Division, which was also, by the way, designated as an elite division, though you don't hear so much about it, in part because it was more funny on the eastern front. I think it was also more elite early on in the war, though probably still was really elite late in the war, but it's sort of more on the early stage of the war, which you don't hear so much about, where it sort of really was truly elite. For example, when most divisions had like a company with armoured half-tracks, the 1st Panzer Division acted 2 battalions of the call of armoured half-track born Panzer Grenadiers. So, little fun fact there. Panzer was on the way there for frost comes. They're being slowly hosed down. At the same time, they could still do a lot of damage to the MG42, and of course, with sufficient time, they could also buy time for NosMarkov to flank behind him, do what he did early on for Frost. But so far, seems like NosMarkov was more concerned with pushing through the south here, where Frost has got absolutely zip, so to basically make great advantage there, which is honestly, I think, a much better idea. I mean, he's basically just by the time he just sees so much set on the south, it's going to be more difficult for Frost to make progress. Then there you go, going to just counter-attacking, not great yet. We got guards rifling out there from NosMarkov. DP light machine gun should also be happening pretty fast, going to give the gunnies a bit of trouble. Panzers, of course, will be a pretty good addition here versus a conscript here build. Even if like they get upgrades, as long as it doesn't run straight up to the conscript with the submachine guns, the Panzer should overall be in a pretty good situation there, since the assault rifle is just pretty good. Comes there, they're being routed by the Panzers as they're flanking here NosMarkov's positions by the central road. Grenadiers wing pushing there, so the Panzers are flanking in. Very good play there by Frost. Of course, he's losing the north, and he's need to get the cutoff point back here. Will he try and go for a tier 3 rush here, or will he sort of go for the light to make a nice company down the road? We'll have to see, but he's also pushing it aggressively. In fact, he's dispatching straight for the cutoff point there. Panzer Grenadiers are moving straight for him. He might also just go straight for the fuel point instead, just ignore the cutoff point. Engineers routed, and in fact, he's ignoring the cutoff point there to go for the fuel, though kind of just vaulted over here and just gone straight for it without exposing himself to fire there. But I guess he's managing a bit much there. Constant moving in. Nothing further going on in NosMarkov's base. He actually hasn't yet to take up. No support company, which is what I'd expect at this point. Light caliber Panzers versus conscripts. At longer ranges, the Panzers aren't wildly effective, but even then with light caliber versus conscripts, it could still do some good work there. I think it's still going to be a bit dicey, and there you go, he just ends up falling back anyway. So then he's consistent now, managing to sort of deny NosMarkov access to his fuel, which is good. And there you go, MG42 expecting to push the fuel point there, immediately stopping the guardsmen, very violent in their tracks, and Dimitri there in fact is stopped very terminally. Grenadiers moving back up, the Panzers there by the fuel point, good play there by Frost. And we do get the support company up there from NosMarkov and the Red Army. Grenadiers here flanking in, backing up the pioneers for the centre victory point, and we got PPS range now over here, PPSH 41 ready for NosMarkov, increasing the firepower of his men. Fun fact, as the war went on, the 3rd Army would increasingly sort of up the number of submachine guns, the sort of basic infantry unit has available to them, and by 1944-45, basically half of all the infantry weapons in sort of a Soviet division were submachine guns. Little fun fact there. Initially, they had sort of, I think, more specialised sort of battalions sort of equipped with submachine guns. As again, the war went on, just more regular rifle companies were also heavily equipped with submachine guns. So, sort of a little fun note there in terms of tactical organisation and such. Back here, though, healing reinforcement quickly taking up here. They may want to go for a second Panzer squad just in case he needs the Panzer Shreks. We shall have to see. Comes there out north here by the MG42 in the church. Got both fuel points there. That's definitely going to allow him to pull off a tier 2 rush if he wants to. But again, we'll have to see if he does do it. It's one thing to like be able to do it, it's another thing we actually should do it. Got more pioneers on the way there for Frost. So we'll have to see what ends up with. Cookie's going to build the light to make a nice company with him. And then take up. Because, I mean, with a 15% build speed in your Pack 40, you don't necessarily have to build it when you're ready when tank's out. You can just build it as soon as you see the tank, because, again, it's going to be out so much faster. Like, 50% build speed is a massive difference. So we'll have to see what ends up with there. But no sign of attack up, no sign of like to make a nice company. Comes charging force. We got the submachine guns in hand, the PPSH 41. Panzers they're being caught by them. But again, as long as it doesn't get too close, the Panzers will have the upper hand here. But in this case, it might have completed a bit too close, and then the Contra now charging at the Panzer Grenadiers and are getting focused down there. He still ends up retreating, but I think that's largely all to do to the Guardsmen backing up with the DP light machine guns. Pioneers moving northwards here, but with the Guardsmen, NosMarkov does present more effect in there. Go Grenadiers in the south need to retreat before they get burned out here by NosMarkov's engineers. Grenadiers routed here. Those Guardsmen are absolutely clearing house, and we got a mortar for Frost. Nice bit of light artillery support there, both for bombarding certain positions, but also providing smoke screens if necessary. And MG42 does a conscript, quick suppress them. Again, note the aggressive MG42 played off of Frost, sometimes a bit too aggressive, but it is very notable that he's not just sticking in one spot and forgetting about it, which is what some players like to do. Back here, troops reinforcing, mortar firing away there. Guardsmen there taking minor cash, but again at long range versus the Panthers, the Guardsmen with that low health and heavy cover should win, but in this case though, looks like NosMarkov decided not to risk it. Probably worried about the mortar, or maybe a Ralph grenade or something else happening there. Nothing further going on there in Frost space. Telemine's down. That definitely means he's got no Panzer Strikes to sort of fall back on. So he's either planning like making us come, he's just really confident he can pull off a tank rush here versus NosMarkov. But again, with all the fuel harassment he's seeing, all the times he's basically just cutting off NosMarkov's fuel, I mean, it's not impossible in this regard. He's also being helped a bit here by NosMarkov actually rushing himself for the mechanized armor company. It's still going to be risky for Frost, but without the T-Sim to sort of immediately impact and sort of threaten him, it becomes slightly more viable that way for Frost. And even then though, I mean, the fast T-3476 could still have him faster than Frost can get any armor here from himself. So I mean, it's even then not without its risks, and the T-3476 from nothing to stop it either is in fact really, really dangerous. Like, when most people focus just on the T-Sim, it's sort of this anti-infinite monster. The T-3476 also does a pretty damn good job. It's just not nearly as fast. So he's in the point in the south here, but the Pan's going to do this again, but he's losing his car point again. But very importantly, while NosMarkov has been cutting off Frost fuel, Frost has been more important in securing NosMarkov's fuel in comparison. And even then he gets cut off, he's still generally gaining more fuel than NosMarkov here. But still, yeah, he's taking out there. We got the tech happening there, so he's going to try and rush it out. We'll have to see what it goes for. I mean, a Panzer IV would be the sort of obvious choice in Ostwind. I think a Panzer IV. There's also the option he's actually going to go for the strategic reserves with the Panzer IV model Gala. That's a bit rare to see. Most players would go for it early on to get the assault grenadiers up, but I mean, he could go for it. He could go for it. He is going to lose the Panzer grenadiers though, which is a bit of a shame there. Bit of a waste of good German infantry. Could always replace them, obviously. So there we go. Tech done. He's got the support cut fast. Whatever he's planning, it needs to happen schnell. NosMarkov in the 5th Mechanized Corps is seemingly reorganizing and rallying for another assault here against the fascists under the command of Frost here with the 1st Panzer Division, East Prussian, which I think is also where the 1st Infantry Division was stayed. That was also an elite infantry division, but again, it's not one you hear a lot about. In fact, most sort of elite formations, unless like the Waffen-SS, tend to sort of get a less talked about, for example, over in general sort of history books about the Second World War. I mean, the Panzer is sort of one of the few exceptions, but most other elite divisions tend to sort of get slightly brushed under the carpet. But there you go, we do get mechanizers or strategic reserves here for Frost, so that does mean he's likely planning for the Panzer IV Model J, which is, I feel like, a really overlooked sort of thing within the Wehrmacht, because it's so much better than a regular Wehrmacht Panzer IV. By the way though, you can also open up, of course, for assault grenadiers, which wouldn't be a bad choice. Plus you get upgrades for the Pioneers, which can allow them to pop satchel charges, repair faster, destroy cover. And in theory, you can like use your half-decks on the observation post if you want to, though that's pretty rare. By the way, that he's got it done. He's not far off here for the Model J Panzer IV. But it is NosMarkov that, despite all of the consistent and aggressive fuel harassment there from Frost, is going to be able to get out the tank first. But again, it is very important though that Frost has been very aggressively looking to just slow down NosMarkov's resource income. And of course, NosMarkov's an extent doing the same, but he's been less successful, in part because he's been more consistently reacting to Frost's maneuvers. So I mean, thumbs up there to Frost, though of course once the T-3476 hits, and it's going to hit fast on the Panzer IV, there's going to be a sort of brief time there where he might just be able to push back harder, but he's going to need field guns though, because T-3476 versus the Model J Panzer IV is not exactly in the T-3476's favour. Conscripts in there with the submachines, the PP-841s up north here, Pioneers versus the conscripts there. Note we got 2 squads upgrade, the other 2 have not. He could of course boast their sizes instead. No Molotovs or anti-tank grenades by the head for NosMarkov, also worth pointing out. T-3476 almost done. MD-42 again, actually moving about there for Frost and the German army. When he's moving against the conscript, there you go, T-3476 mobilized here for NosMarkov. In the south viewpoint there, claim once more, looks like a Grenadier squad got wiped out. Frost does need to be careful, he's losing a lot of infantry all of a sudden, which is going to make it harder for him to defend and hold ground, of course giving NosMarkov, well, basically better momentum, since there's overall less to rob him of momentum. But again, we do get the Panzer IV Model J to now for Frost for the 1st Panzer Division. Grenadiers surrounded by the T-3476. Bit short munitions though for the pendulum-mounted machine gun. There we go. Panzer IV landing directly here on the T-34-6. When he's moving up, could Panzer fast? No, he's lacking them. Well, he just got the munitions and he still has the range bullets in there. So it work out. Contra there, they're taking a devastating hit from the Panzer IV. 2 kills. In the south, Guardsmen moving in, but they could get held off here by Frost infantry. For that, I'll be clear with the Panzer IV. Grenade goes off though, taking out half the enemy squad. Panzer IV shoots, obliterates. Well, Love. T-34 shoots, bounces off the Panzer IV's armor. Guardsmen there, they're taking further casualties. Almost getting wiped there. NosMarkov needs to retreat soon. Almost got the gunneries with the mortar, and Guardsman looks like, or Guardsman looks like he will survive. Panzer IV going in, and his shot bounces off the Panzer IV's front arm again. The T-34-6 struggling quite a bit with the Moliere. Shoots, misses. He does back off, though, probably just worries about anti-tank weapons, anything that could snare up his Panzer IV, because if his Panzer IV does get snared up in front of a field gun, that could quickly cost Frost his Panzer IV. So in this regard, he's arguably making the better decision there. Rather than you hope to take out the T-34 and risking the Panzer IV in the process, he's just going to cut out risking it and just finish off the T-34-6 in another stage, because again, like his Panzer IV is in most cases quite superior to it, so there's not much point in sort of worrying about it that way. And there you go, excellent hit in the mortar crew, almost taking out the entire lot. Good shot there for Frost, less good for NosMarkov. Got more particles out there for Frost. So good. Up north he's trying to break through, but he's encountering some severe resistance, and of course Frost's going to win. The Panzer IV to pretty much lock that down entirely. Panzer there taking heavy damage, retreating in, Panzer IV moving in, and good hit there. Contra charging to the south, there we go, do get the entangled out from the Panzer IV. But a return here, there's certainly resounding there, comes back in return, taking out 3 conscripts, leaving the unit scattered. We got a satchel charge from the Pioneers, hoping to sort of catch up the unit or maybe force them to retreat into it. Not often you see a Wehrmacht satchel charge, even when they got the ability there, so interesting to note there. T-34 going in for the Panzer IV, need to be careful here. Penetrating hit there though, there's a Telemine nearby, could lose the Panzer IV to the T-34-6. Certainly hiding again partly the danger here of, you know, the damaged engine. But if you can sort of keep the T-34 in front of it, you should have a chance there. Shot misses at point blank range, that's pretty lucky there for Frost. But we've got engineers from the rear, need to get the T-34 out of there, I think. Oh, shot bounces, pretty lucky. You could also just try ramming it here, I guess. Shot bounces, 22 on the Panzer IV. Concentrating from the south, getting the T-34 away, and then kind of hit the Panzer IV from the rear. So there we go. Good work there by NosMarkov. Machine gun crew down as well. Those are some significant blows there to Frost, was down just to 2 grenadiers and Panzers and the double Pioneers. While NosMarkov has plenty of infantry, now the machine gun and a mortar, plus the T-34. That is a significant problem that Frost has managed to land himself in a bit there, partly again just sending the Panzer IV, I would say, too far without any support. So, good punish there by NosMarkov. Good punish. Seizing the southern fuel point again, and he should not be too far off from another Panzer IV Moliere. But the problem is, of course, the meanwhile, NosMarkov would just theoretically just keep pouring in tanks. So the unit's going to be more difficult. Oh, he's going to get the engineers here, though. That's definitely big. That was the only engineer squad NosMarkov had left, so he actually has no way of repairing his tanks. Or laying down mines, or sweeping for mines. So that could be pretty big there. That could be pretty big. It's going to slow his down. So economically, he has to replace the engineers. He's going for the engineers first. That's certainly going to put a slowdown in the tank. Though, of course, he might just be going for the K1 instead. But it also means the T-34 is going to be more cautious because he's not going to want to risk it versus Frost. Then that being a really powerful movement, and certainly I would say it helps cover up the loss of the Panzer IV for now. There you go, now the Panzer IV Moliere away there for Frost. Panzer holding up in the south, 3 kills, close to veterans 1. Note that with the docks and they also get access to smoke grenades, by the way. There you go, going here for the Guardsman. Got the Gebatteladen straight on the Guardsman. NosMarkov, oh, didn't quite see it there. Almost lost the entire guard squad in a hailstorm of shrapnel and of dead Soviets. Panzer IV halfway down there for Frost. NosMarkov striking forward as Frost is trying to enact as an efficient and delaying action as he can. This is NosMarkov just looking to buy himself as much time for that Panzer IV to lead the counterattack and hit NosMarkov right on the nose. T-34 is now being repaired. Finally, Panzer IV Moliere almost down there for Frost and the 1st Panzer Division. Minesweeper's there for his pioneers. We can also check for any mines NosMarkov might have laid down, though. NosMarkov has not actually been laying down a lot of mines. A lot of his munitions are going to other staff. They would benefit from a few mines. Or some mobilized reserves, really. Shoots and takes out 2/3 of the conscript squad. No survivors. Well, except for the 2 guys, but even then they might be a bit shocked. Moving ahead here, another shot this time. They're not quite making the same explosive impact as the first shot, just again tearing out the conscripts. Though that certainly had a bit of a hit there. 1/3 of the unit gone, half the unit actually is only gone there from the Panther 7 kills. Need to flank that machine gun position, cancel the court front a bit. There we go, cover explodes, and the machine gun crew has to get out of there fast as well, unless they wish to join the sandbags. Wherever these sandbags go once they die. Guys moving ahead here, and we got a quick hit the dirt there, right in front of the Panther 4. It is a bit risky, plus the Panther there by a note with the combined arms ability nearby. They are much harder for the Guardians to actually hit, so again they do get a 20% accuracy reduction, of course, only as long as they're within a certain range. But there we go, still enough to get within reasonable range of power bomb grenade. T-54 almost 6 out in time, he's going to have to retreat there. Panther 4 and the T-54 from 6, and got the KV-1 from NosMarkov, bringing up his overall numbers here versus Frost significantly. Pioneer's going to using North at sea. We got more Panther Grenadiers there for Frost. Very good. T-54 shoots, hits the Grenadiers supporting the Panther 4, but the Panther 4 itself goes away unscathed from that one. 12 kills already though. Charges through the training, there you go. Gets a good hit on the T-54 from 6 gains, veterans 1. The southern victory point being seized here by NosMarkov. We got 327, 251. Shot from the Panther 4, bounced off the T-54 from 6 up north. Fuel pump being harassed there by NosMarkov and the 5th Mechanized Corps. Back here, troops are reinforcing. KV-1 almost done there. Panther 4 moving up north to deal with the conscripts there. Shoots, misses. T-54 from 6 halfway dead. Pioneers being suppressed there in the south. Point being seized. Panzer's moving ahead here for Frost. And direct hit on the Panther 4, taking down the half of Panther 4 to transfer with the T-54 from the 6. Pretty good for the finishing blow. He's just going to move for something else, trying to take out the machine gun set there. It's not a bad move, but K1 has arrived here for NosMarkov. Did give Frost a bit of a harder time. Machine gun there almost taken out there, but it does manage to escape in the nick of time. Big push for the centre here, bouncing up his infantry quite aggressively. He's fortunate that Frost hasn't replaced his machine gun as mortar, managed to recapture it from NosMarkov. Of course, good hit from the Panther 4 could end up being quite unpleasant for NosMarkov nonetheless. And there you go, Frost is going for another MG42. In the end, he can't really get around it when NosMarkov has so much infantry about on the field. He needs something to help curtail NosMarkov's infantry movements. Pack 40 there for Frost. He's back tech for the lack to make a nice company. Not a bad idea. And again, due to the bulletin, it's happening at a pretty solid pace. Pioneers wiped out though. Bit of a blow there to Frost. Still, he's running about and cutting off NosMarkov's resources time and time again. Very good move then. There you go. Comes with the Panther gaining virtue 2. Very good, very good. Panther falling heavy need of repairs. About to lose his fuel point though to NosMarkov and the 5th Mechanized Corps. Panther, they're making a run for it as the K1 charges in. T-54 from 6 very close. 52 is being repaired. NosMarkov is just a tank across the front here. Might want to consider laying down some mines here, and then flare mines could do some work here versus Frost. We'll have to see how that turns up with that. But he's certainly hitting just a lot of the crucial points across the map. He has yet to secure his own fuel pump, which might be a bit of an oversight, to be honest. Pack cleared out. Oh, that's a pretty rough start there for Frost pack crew. Countering that ace guard squad with 20 kills. Moving in, the Panther 4 shoots. Close one there, but he's getting some kills with the machine guns, a lot whatnot. Continuing forward, charging at all this is definitely a bit of bad move there by NosMarkov. One which Frost is more than eager to punish. Guards now taking heavy carries there. Almost got a wipe on the guard squad, and it goes down. Quite a blow there to NosMarkov. Big win there for Frost, getting rid of the ace guard squad. And there you go, pack recruit as well here. NosMarkov needs to get the K1 out of since they can quick turn again. There you go, T-54 from 6 rushing in, taking advantage of the folks in the K1 to try and sort of clear out Frost here before he realises it. Good move there, but there you go. Panther 4's flanking behind here. Pack 40 continues to fire his way. The T-54 from 6 there clears out the pack, but he's almost got the K1 there with the Panzer 4 just by shooting at the rear constantly. T-54 moving in there. Almost got it. Shots bouncing on, missing that point blank range. Wow, another shot though bouncing off. Also roughly point blank. There you go. K1 gets penetrating hit. Pack crew. Looks like the K1's going to escape. Got the T-Fed forcing right in front of the Panther 1 of the Pack 40 here though. Might get it here, and yeah, that's looking very likely. NosMarkov should have been able to bring in some inches back up the tanks, in which case at least clear out the packs and deny them, but instead he pushed a bit too far without support, and Frost was able to punish NosMarkov for that one. There you go. Damage on the Panther 4 there, half health. Still is also half weight of Etching 3, which is going to be really bad news there for NosMarkov. 275 to 230, another units on the way there. Almost got the mortar crew, but certainly not quite. North, the Pentagon is being, well, met with a storm of fire there, which they cannot pass through. And the South gun is pushing back a transport there, which extended their presence a bit too far. So what is Frost going to go for next? Another Panther Model J. So it looks like it. No immediate attempt at going for the Tiger AC, which would I think be a tad ambitious, but nah, I suppose not impossible. As for NosMarkov, more T-34s, more K1s. Issued 5 could also be an idea, and I guess down the road a Katyusha, but you should definitely bring up at least one more tank. More Pioneers there for Frost, probably help repairs and maybe also do some other stuff. Goes with the conscripts, and there you go, the both conscripts to the ring. They haven't upgraded some machine guns, at least looks like they're upgraded with something, right? Strange. Can't see it having access to any upgrade. Anyways, coming up, hit green grenaded and white. That's quite brutal. Now somebody can see the choices there weird. Anyways, bit brutal there for NosMarkov, but certainly good punch there for Frost with his Panther grenades. Again, the bomb grenade can be quite nice. And there you go, an attempted wipe here on the retreat with a bomb grenade and almost gets it there. That was damn close. NosMarkov getting lucky out the Panther was the K1. T-Fed fortunately falling up here for NosMarkov and the 5th Mechanized Corps. Panther which is hit there. Close to Veterinary Fleet. It is inching towards it. Pack 40 backing up there. K1's going to have to fall back. We've got the T-Fed 46 moving. We've also got a bit of air support ready here for NosMarkov to blast through Frost's lines. Start properly. Bit of harassment for the car point there, hitting the northern victory point while he's seizing the southern fuel point again. I mean, Frost is very consistent about that. The tank fighting continues here with no sort of outstanding manoeuvre from the other side. Of course, with 2 tanks now versus Frost 1 Panther 4, things might go slightly awry, but there you go. We've got the ace level Panther 4 model out here for Frost. High mobility, high accuracy, high rate of fire. Straight up a pocket tiger. Great hit penetrating the Panther 4's front arm, pushing it down to half health. Still, it is able to lay down a lot of firepower here and just bombard NosMarkov's troops. T-Fed forces going in here, need to be careful, but he's fixing in for some extra hits. Hoping to get a penetrate hit, and maybe sort of set it up for a finishing blow there, but he has to pull back. Almost got the T-Fed force from 6 there, close one here. Very close one. Got the Pioneers win to repair here, no Model J there following up yet or anything else there for Frost. And the 1st Panzer Division. Back here healing enforcement. Smoke's going off here from Frost's Panzer Grenadier. Very good though. They're standing in the same spot, so I mean you can technically just attack around the area. Or mortar it. Not bad with your smoking, but you need to move them in a bit as well there, so you know. That's a bit more of an element of surprise. We got another ME-42 there for Frost, help deal with all the infantry. I guess he either lost it or cancelled it. I'll wait on the machine gun. So no armor yet as for Frost. Again, might be an indicator he's planning for the Tiger race here. There might be something else going on with Frost. We'll have to see. As for NosMarkov, he could soon go for more tanks here versus Frost. Panther 4 here. 22 kills taking into the country squad. Machine gun routing. Basil wanting attention. Possibly food as well. K1 Hanks officer backed up by constant engineers. Another Panther 4 Model there for Frost and the German army, cancelling the MG-42. Ooh, tagging from the north here though. Good move there, catching NosMarkov's position there a bit off guard. There you go, bang grenade on the machine gun head on the sword, but almost losing the Panther support there. Not good, not good. directly on the Panther 4 by the T-54 6. But we've got a quick blitz maneuver there to build distance. Does suffer a damaged engine. Pack 4 to this spot, but the infantry has to quickly fall back. Worth noting that NosMarkov has yet to replace enemies into losses, so he's at the 3 counter squads here. Versus Frost with 2 grenadiers and 2 Panther grenadier squads, both of them eventually 2, which is definitely bad news for the conscripts. Air support that called in, 2 Panther 4s running away, and there go Contra about to get wiped out with the 2 Panther 4s. Definitely not a good move there by NosMarkov. Bit weak unit preservation. Constantly charging out the Panther 4 there. In fact, both Panther 4s. Mine goes off, but still the conscripts being shredded here out in the open. They are easy targets. 32 kills on that Ace Panther 4. Almost wiped out. We got the T-54 doing when he can. Got a Katrusha flying up here with NosMarkov. Shot bounces off the T-54 armor, but another goes through. Shot bouncing off the K1's armor. More shots bouncing. He needs that maneuver. He just has to get lucky. And oh dear, pack being stolen here. Brian DeFrost knows there to focus down the crew fast. Air support that makes it harder for his infantry to support the tanks. Isolate them here. NosMarkov's assault continues, but there you go. The pack crew is removed, and the pack could theoretically be normally under German control if he can get his hands on it again. Panther 4 bouncing shots off left, right, and centre. T-54 bounces a shot there, max range. Decent amount of light there for NosMarkov. K1 falling back again, Vexy 2 there. Panther 4 close to Vexy 1. 35 kills on the other. Ace Panther 4 needs to shoot the Panther before they get wiped out. Oh, scheiße. Close one there. Mortar crew getting bombarded. We got 38 kills on the Panther 4. Close one then, getting the mortar crew again, but not quite. We got 256 for 120. Need to fix up the Panther 4s. Schnell. Snug hit in on the machine gun crew, 39. Whoa, that was a hell of a hit there. 41 kills. Machine gun crew down to half size. In fact, 42 kills. That Panther 4 is absolutely on fire. A true pocket tiger there for Frost. Fixing up the Panther 4 there. Model J. Engineers on the way from NosMarkov. Need to fix up the T-54 6 as well. Close to Vexy 2. Katrusha's yet to do anything. Of course, both are repaired with the Pioneer support package, allowing them to repair faster. Speeding up repairs, but notably. So what will Frost go for next? Looks like Heavy Panzer Corps is in the plans for Frost and the 1st Panzer Division. Surprised there's not been a lot more action here from NosMarkov in the south. It's much more easily undefended, so could easily, I think, just pass through there and just harassing Frost that way. Certainly help with the victory points. More from the north here, Panzer there. Ooh, close one there, but not quite enough. NosMarkov though is in need of some more armor or tank destroyers here. There's some more Frost on. We got a half taken away for Frost here. We got the 251. Might be planning here for the mobile observation post, so that will maybe detect NosMarkov's movements better. Prepare for his assaults. Keep from in, getting a good hit on the Panther 4. Pack 4 return hit as well there. 70 points left in NosMarkov. We need to hit some of those other victory points. Needs to pull off a really daring maneuver here against Frost and destroy him. Beautiful landing and decent hit, but the mortar crew there is being annihilated here by Frost. Panzerwaffe, 46 kills. Heavy Panzer Corps going out there for Frost. After ramming as well. Panther almost down here though. Quick blitz there to survive the Soviet armored storm there. And we got the half setting up here as an observation post by the church. Panther 4 they're getting hit from south side for the K1 and the T-54 down to half health. Oh, another penetrating hit. They almost got it. Pack 4 landing a hit there. Panther 4's both down. Frost extending in this case. What? It rammed and it's abandoned. But either way though, both Panther 4's are down. A significant blow there to Frost. Should be more cautious with those Panther 4's there. Either way though, NosMarkov now is all of a sudden in an excellent position. He's still got a tank. He's raining down artillery fire as well there. Frost lines are being hammered with artillery fire, tank fire and aircraft fire. His front line is collapsing rapidly, and all of a sudden Frost was looking in a very, very strong position. It's all of a sudden looking a lot less strong. We got an Ace K1 that is super low on health. We got Country Charge in there. Pack 4 recruit here. Shoots, misses. Shooting at the infantry nearby. Pack cleared out. Needs to get the Panzer 4 out of the way as well there. And there you go. Ace KD1 there. Frost lines are in utter disarray there. His infantry is being cut to ribbons. That is a hell of a comeback here by NosMarkov. Down to 34 points, but he's just delivered a hell of a blow there. Punishing Frost from, well, overstanding his Panzer 4s there. Of course, I got a bit lucky as well, but you know, details, details. So right now, Frost's options are very limited. He needs to put an end to that K1 fast before it gets fully operational again. And he also needs to put some stuff to the infantry. We got more Garden out there for NosMarkov, though he's short munitions there due to the air support call in. 34 on 256. We got the Stug on the way there for Frost. Probably his best bet. And there's the big suppress, getting shot at by the KV-1 heavy tank Ace, a hero of the Soviet Union, Order of Lenin. Securing the southern points here with Panzer Gunners trying to avoid here. NosMarkov's main faster looking to at least make progress elsewhere, which I think is the right progress. Yeah, it's only something NosMarkov should have tried more versus Frost, while he's a bit of a sticky spot. K185 got Panzer moving ahead. They might get blasted by the rockets if he's not careful. We've got a smoke grenade off though, very good. Stug almost down there. T-54 next line for NosMarkov. K1 shoots and ruins the wreckage there. 10 kills. Sturmgeschütz 3 Ausführungen here for the first Panzerdivision. Ah, Basil, no, you stupid cat. Stop that. Sorry about that. He occasionally likes to grab wires for the headset. Stuging ahead here, direct hit on the K1, but it bounces, Infantry moving forward as well. They're not quite enough close to the Stug to get a bonus, but they've got the machine wiped out there. We also got Panzer trying to flank through, but they got suppressed here. Still got the pack. On the machine gun could take the pack forward as well. Hit Stug going ahead here. Frost counter-attack is actually paying off. They're a bit frantic. NosMarkov had not brought enough support weapons and other elements to hold the line, and it might just collapse here. There you go. Guardsman wiped. NosMarkov's done down to infantry. The heavy tank, the T-54 and the Katyusha, and he's only just in fact one conscript now. Frost may just be able to put an end here to whatever nascent comeback NosMarkov might have going on here. Stug pursuing the K1 there, going to be a close one, and there you go, gets the K1 down to half health though. T-54 signaling from the south here, going to be using a bit of trouble. Stug's going to have to make good use of the range, maybe a target weak point here. There you go, good hit, but it's still pretty precarious here. T-54 misses, Stug gets a hit there, very close to Vetsy 2 armoured Schützen. It's going to be a close one. 238 still around. There you go. Vetsy 2 gained the Stug. Bit of extra armor. Will it be enough to bounce a shot from the T-34 and 6? Maybe. Shot bounces and the Stug does get the T-34. Leaving NosMarkov now just the conscript units and a heavily damaged Katyusha. That was a close one there. That was a very close one. Stug just gets away before someone pelts with an anti-tank grenade and destroys it. And engineers got murdered somewhere. I think there's here, yeah, the Panzers just executed them. And with that, I would say Frost has very much won this battle. A brutal engagement right here on Vilshanka. A very brutal set of engagements. The Panzers there definitely proved crucial. There's all the conscripts. And I feel like NosMarkov though could have benefited from some more machine guns to help deal with Frost's infantry, or again just attacking more on the south, where Frost tended to sort of leave himself more vulnerable to such approaches. But NosMarkov at times just kept attacking Frost head on in at times when it just really wasn't advantageous for him. But he was able to punish Frost for his mistakes. He just kept making other mistakes himself that sort of undermined him. Still, very nasty fight here. Very nasty, down to 14-13. Guess NosMarkov just wants the point to take out. 12. The T-54 almost done, but I mean at this point Frost has just straight up won this. And he's of course fixing the most victorious of Stugs. He's in the northern victory point with 9 points left here. More engineers for NosMarkov. 7. Got the point, there we go, 5 points left. And he's taking a few hits to the Katyusha. T-54 rolling out. But yeah, again, basically, there you go. NosMarkov pops out. So yeah, but again, you should have focused more on the south. You should look more for like paths where there were less resistance from Frost, and you could just make bigger pushes and sort of hit some of the more Frost supporting weapons and the likes. But again, at some point he just kept attacking Frost head on, and sometimes it just worked out well. Particularly with Frost, I made a mistake and overextended. It was great, but at other times ended up being quite costly for NosMarkov without really gaining a lot of ground, and more importantly, not doing a lot of damage to Frost. So I think that's sort of where things went slightly wrong there for NosMarkov. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. I hope you learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment on it, tell a friend, tell a family, but don't tell your enemies. This is Imperial Lynching. Cheers. Thank you for watching. You all leave one for audience. Hope to see you all tomorrow again for a nice new episode. Bye.